Hey peeps, welcome to NasTime and welcome to my review of the Garmin Inreach Mini 2. I'm going to talk today about some of the reasons why I chose the Garmin Inreach Mini 2 over some of the other devices like the Zoleo and the Spot X. I did a lot of research and there's quite a few reasons why I chose this one. So let's get into it. Now this is definitely not a paid. In fact, I don't actually like Garmin. I've had some bad dealings with them in the past. But did my research and I decided that this was the best unit available. So as mentioned initially, I was looking at the Zoleo because I like the fact that you can just use your phone with it. But then I had some concerns as to what happens if your phone dies, then you're not really able to use the unit independently. I did also look at the Spot X. I've had the Spot Gen 3 for quite a while. It has served me well. But there are a few reasons why I chose this over the Spot. One of the main reasons I liked about this is the 3 programmable messages. With my previous version of Spot, you only basically got one. Now with this one, you've got 3 programmable messages, which works really well. So I have one that's actually set up to notify my family and tell them I'm okay. I've programmed one to let my family know that I might be in a little bit of trouble and I might be a bit delayed, but I'm okay. And then I've got the third one, which actually goes straight to Facebook and does a post for me. Gives everyone a map of where I am and helps me keep in touch with my followers should I not have any mobile reception. With the Spot, you can actually get 14 programmable messages, which is a whole lot more. But there's a whole lot of other features which won me over this one. I've actually got the budget plan with this one, and that gives you 10 custom messages as well per month. Now, for me, in most cases, that's going to be fine because I'm not relying on those custom messages so much. I'm really just sending a message to my family to let them know I'm okay. But it is there and it's available if you do need to contact them and keep in touch. The biggest thing for me with the Garmin Inreach is it uses the Iridium network. Now, I did have the Spot X, like I said, and it uses the, I think it's a GEOS network or another network that I just found was a little bit sluggish. Didn't always respond well, and I found it a little bit unreliable at times. The Iridium is the preferred network within Australia. It's the most widest coverage within Australia, so I felt that that was really important. Now that's one of the major reasons I chose the Garmin Inreach Mini 2. One of the other things I like with this one is when I'm sending messages, whether it's custom messages or pre-programmed messages to my family and friends, it actually confirms when they're being sent. The thing is with the Spot, it doesn't. And that was, to me, a little bit frustrating. I wanted to know and I wanted to be confident that the messages were getting out there. So I wanted a notification or some form of notification to let me know that it's actually worked. Another great thing with this one, it is a standalone device, so you can use it without your phone. I must say it's definitely a lot more convenient to use with your phone, but if your phone does die, you can still use it without it. With the Zoleo, for example, that was my thing, that I've had a couple of problems on this trip charging up my phone, so if my phone did die, I'd have no access to contact anybody at all. This unit is definitely one of the lighter ones, and it is quite light and quite compact. Not a big deal for me, but if I do go on my overnight hikes or anything like that, it is good to know that I'm carrying a little bit less weight. This unit also has a really good battery life. 90 hours with tracking, 24 days in power saving mode. It means if you're going to have those long treks with limited power, it's going to hold up for you. One of the cons is it doesn't have a big screen, so you definitely need some glasses, and it's not super user friendly. Like I said, it's much easier to use the phone to send messages and control it because it's a bit fiddly. It doesn't have a keyboard either, so it can be a little bit of a pain using it without the phone, but it does work and it can be done. I like the fact that it has a USB-C charger. A lot of my devices have USB-C chargers, and it seems to be the way things are going around the world. Some companies are refusing to tag along, but thankfully Garmin are, and it just makes things a lot easier. I've got lots of those chargers and not having to change, and it's just a lot easier to get in, especially if you're fiddling around in the dark and you know, when you're out camping. Of course, the cost of the plan is to be considered. This was actually one of the cheapest plans, not by much, but it's actually $20 US a month. We had the Spot X, which was $21 US a month, and the Zoleo, which was actually considerably more at $32 a month. So You know, overall it's the winner there. Now you probably get a couple of better options or features with the Spot X at $21 a month, but for $20 a month it was more than sufficient to meet my needs, and I'm more than happy with the features that it offers. Now this unit does cost you a little bit extra to have the tracking, but to be honest, for me, I never really use the tracking anyway, and if I do, it's not a significant cost. So if tracking is essential for you, I'd be looking at those plans and taking that into consideration. Of course, it has a compass as well, and a bonus that I've actually used on this trip is to be able to get weather reports. So while we're out in the Simpson Desert, obviously there's no reception out there, so it was really handy to be able to go out and get a basic weather report just to plan our trip ahead. Now, a big one for me also with the Garmin Inreach 2 is the two-way communication. Like I said, I can send free messages to my family. I can even send custom messages to my family. If I get over 10 messages, then it starts to cost me. But the beauty is they can send me messages as well. So as long as it's under those 10, it's not going to cost you anything extra. And if it is a little bit extra, it's not a significant cost, so it's not too bad if communication is needed. The biggest thing though for me is communication with emergency services. Now the whole point of this for me is to be used as a PLB. Now I know it's not a PLB, but it does send an SOS message across to emergency services. So if I do get into a bit of trouble, I can send them a message and they can contact me and communicate with me via text messages basically. Now it's not as handy as having a satellite phone, of course, but it is significantly cheaper than having a satellite phone, and to be able to talk directly to emergency services and be able to give them some info of the problem. You don't want them racing out here just to find out that it wasn't a massive emergency. So if it's a snake bite, obviously you want them to get out of here as quick as they can. If you just got a flat tire and you can't get it fixed, then you've got plenty of food with you. There's obviously not as much urgency. So it's really important from that sense to not waste emergency services time and efforts, and to be able to communicate the problems with them directly, and maybe even get some support if you need medical support and medical advice in an emergency situation. I chose the Garmin Inreach Mini 2 over several of the other devices. I've had a chance to use it while I've been away on this expedition to the Simpson Desert. If you're going to get out and you're going to go to visit remote places, it's really important to have an emergency device that can get in contact with emergency services if needed, and this is one that I highly recommend. So there you go guys, hopefully you enjoyed this review, hopefully you enjoy all things adventure. If you do, love to see you here again. Catch you in the next video. Thanks guys.